Hello everyone and welcome to Founder Session. My name is Katarina Johansson and I am the host for this session. And when I'm not working with Founder Session here at Ignite or at Sweden Innovation Days, I work for a non-profit organization called Ignite Sweden. And Ignite Sweden has one mission, and that is to bring more business to more startups. And we do so by igniting startup corporate collaboration through curated matchmaking meetings. And it's a fact that throughout these 4 days at Sweden Innovation Days, we facilitate close to 500 meetings between more than 250 impact startups and 79 corporates so that they can explore how they can collaborate to reach the global goals. But enough about me and enough about Ignite. It's time to introduce to you today's guest, Katarina Dalunde Eriksson, founder and CMO at Thermaiscan. So honored to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you again. We saw actually a couple of minutes outside here, but unfortunately we had a positive quick test for COVID, so we had to move quick and do this online, and that's why I'm extra happy to see you today, Katarina. All right, so when I was preparing for this session, I learned so much about Thermaiscan, and I know that you are a truly mission-driven company and you have a fantastic solution. Can you please tell us about Thermaiscan, when you were founded and what is it that you're doing?
Sure. So we are doing something very innovative. We are creating a novel way to screen for breast cancer using AI, thermal technology, and a smartphone. And we were founded, or the idea was founded in 2018, when unfortunately one of our founders had a relative that passed away of breast cancer and late detection of breast cancer. So that's basically what we do. We screen for breast cancer using innovative technology, and it's a portable solution that you can also use without specialists, which is something that we see is needed all over the world, actually, that there's a shortage of specialists that can interpret breast images.
That's fantastic, right? And I can't have you here without asking, which of the global goals are you targeting?
So specifically number 3, health and well-being for all at all ages, and 3.4, which is the one that is looking to lower the mortality by non-communicable diseases, and through prevention, of course.
All right. So we heard that you said that there were specialists missing. So what is the situation like on a global scale when it comes to screening?
I mean, I'm very, of course, specialized within breast cancer, and there is a problem worldwide with breast cancer being detected too late, and of course this is part of the problem is that we're not screening enough, and we're not finding cancer as early as we could with the available solutions, and also the fact that it's not accessible to all. The screenings are quite expensive, and it's not accessible to everyone.
Exactly. So that's very interesting, right? Because here in Sweden we have this regular check-ins, and so I wonder, like, what inspired you actually to be part of founding Thermaiscan?
So it's a long story, but I can try and keep it short. I set out. I worked with social work before, and but I was quite frustrated with it just being helping one at a time. So I was looking into how I could change that and help more people have a greater impact. So that's basically what I started doing, looking to what I could do. And then myself, I'm a part of a screening program here in Sweden. And I actually got cancer when I was 31, so a few years back. And during that time, I reflected a lot on what should I do if I get healthy? What do I want to do with my time? What is my purpose here? So during my treatment, by the way, I'm healthy now. I'm in remission, so that's very good. But during that time, I met a former colleague of mine that had just started working with Thermaiscan. And I told him about my mission and what I wanted to do. And he told me about Thermaiscan. And it was like a perfect match. I really wanted to do something with greater impact. I wanted to work with cancer and helping women to survive cancer. So that's basically the short story.
That's fantastic, Katarina. I think although it's very sad with cancer and all, but it's also like meant to be. You being in a continuous screening program with having all those like experiences, how it is from the user experience side, and then like the stars aligned for you guys to actually meet up just at the perfect timing. So if you look at cancer in general, we have been talking about breast cancer now. So what is it that Thermaiscan can solve, and what is it that you can't solve?
Great question. So breast cancer is one of these diseases that you show very good results or survival chances if you find it early. So even though we're not curing the actual cancer, we are with this solution that can find very early stages of breast cancer. We can do a lot and help a lot of women. And also because the solution is portable and there's no need for specialists, it's much more, it can be used by more people. So we're not solving everything, and we're aware of that, but we're solving part of the problem.
Yeah, that's great. And I know the market for like health tech product is the need is very different also in different markets, right? So it's just a journey to just find the like product market fit for the different health logics, or what you call it. So which of the like segments or markets that you are targeting do you see most potential in?
We are really focusing right now on low and middle income countries, but basically anywhere where women live is a market for us. But we see the most deaths are in low and middle income countries because there's a variety of reasons, and women actually get breast cancer lower in the ages as well. So there's plenty of reasons to go into these countries first. But of course, we're looking also towards markets with working screening programs like Sweden and Europe. There are something called interval breast cancer, which is also a sort of breast cancer. Like, it's the same breast cancer basically, but it's just that it's caught in between two screenings. So if we can shorten the time in between screening, we can also save a lot of lives in countries with working programs.
Cool. And so Thermaiscan has a really huge potential in saving lives, basically one screening at a time. But I wonder, like, if you look at the market in general, do you have any other suggestions on startups or scale-ups or solutions you think we should have a look at?
I think we could use like an entire day just to talk about all the exciting stuff happening. But one thing that really caught my eye recently is that wearables or wearable tech is really booming right now because of better battery lives, 5G, and better technology and faster technology. So it's hard to say one company, but I think we can really look out for wearables and the integration between wearables, home testing, remote doctors. Yeah, that's what I can see in the near future.
Cool. And I'm sure we will get to see more of that during today's program as well here at Sweden Innovation Days. So being on this journey so far, what has been most challenging?
Of course, I think Corona has been something that for many businesses has been challenging. So I would say that is the short answer to that.
Yeah, and on the other side, what has been most rewarding?
So I was reflecting on this question and many things. But one thing that is really close to heart to me is when our doctor, one of our doctors, told us that he found he could see cancer spreading just through using through the thermal camera that he didn't find with other screening technologies, and that was one of the most rewarding things for me to kind of just understand how what we're doing and it having real impact. It's not only just an idea or a concept, it's actually out there, and we're finding things that are really exciting. And another thing is also we have a lot of female engineers on our team, and that's something that is really important for me, that we give space in the tech industry for women, and I'm very proud to have them on board with us. And yeah, that's some of them. Yeah.
Cool. And referring to the story you told earlier about actually having had cancer yourself, is there anything from that experience that you feel has impacted the business development or the strategy for Thermaiscan?
Of course. I think what I can bring to the table as someone that has gone through cancer myself is the patient's perspective and keeping the user in focus. That's I think that's something I bring to the business every day, and not being afraid to speak up for women going through this. I think everyone's experience is different, of course, going through it, but I'm not that afraid to speak my mind and say what I think.
That's great. I think it's always very valuable to have someone in the room who actually knows how things work. So that's good. And I'm curious, how far have you come in terms of commercialization?
So we are currently partnering up with, for example, AstraZeneca and India Sweden Healthcare Innovation Center, and preparing for projects in both India and Singapore to perform medical studies and to validate our product. And we are also doing medical research in Armenia, and there in Armenia we are also developing our ML algorithm. So we are quite far along, and also it feels like it's taking forever, but that's what you need to do. You need to take time when you develop something like this. You need to be sure you're on the right path and validate everything before you go to market.
That's true. And I've had the privilege of actually following you during the whole autumn when you have had meetings through Ignite. And I know that you have you have had fantastic results, right, with the corporate collaboration. So I know that we have a lot of startups listening in right now, founders that will have meetings during these days here at Sweden Innovation Days. So from your side, what's your best advice for anyone thinking or planning to collaborate with corporates for growth?
Well, I think it's important to see that you will have very different experiences, but you can really support and help each other. And if you organize yourself around a shared passion or a shared goal, that will help you make decisions that are good for both the business and the world. And just be open to the fact that larger organizations or corporations might move a bit slower, but they come with a lot of competence and network and experience that startups really need. So just be open and have patience.
Yeah, that's true. It's like two different animals meeting up actually, but and I have a tip myself. Like if something isn't really going the way you expected, sometimes you can just relax and think of like, oh, that person was also very cute when it was a child, and then that gives you some patience to actually meet with love, because it takes a lot of patience, as you said. All right, so a lot of startups and scale-ups are struggling with like funding and how to solve the future like cash runway. So what's your situation like? Are you looking for investors, or like how are you funded?
So we are actually bootstrapped since the beginning, with some help along the way from Almi, but basically bootstrapped. And that is because we have a fantastic team with everything we need in-house. And then in November 2021, we won 1 million SEK from Nexer Group in their innovation race. So that will really help us push forward during this year. But we are, of course, in dialogue with investors and interested in investors that are the right fit for us.
That's great, and it sounds really, really smart to actually build that value before you show that package to the investors, right? So good luck with that. And I want to know, like, we know that what Thermaiscan is doing, like, but what is your mission? What's your company mission?
So our company mission is to save lives and save as many lives as possible, and making people live a long and healthy life. That's our mission, and which means that products will be the products we will develop could be different. It's not going to be only breast cancer products, of course.
Yeah, right. So you're developing the algorithm to also suit for other cancer forms as well. So if you're looking at like the growth plan, because the market is like the whole planet, so like how are you planning to grow and save all those lives?
We are closely in collaboration with partners, big partners that are helping us to new markets and introducing us to new potential collaborating entities. So it's we will see. It might be Singapore and India where we start. Hopefully that's the case. And I mean, we're looking or hoping to be live in end of this year. So we'll see. But it will be thanks to our partners and collaborators that we grow.
That's great. And I wonder, like, now that we have so many people listening in from all over the world, if you could wish for one thing that would certainly boost your business case, what would that be?
Right now, what we wish for is more oncology departments with breast cancer specialists to conduct more medical research with. So that's our wish right now. And that's, I guess, something we can maybe get more from this session. Yeah, and maybe the perfect investor.
Oh, that's great. I know that we have a lot of investors listening in, so maybe that could be a match. And also, today's theme about healthcare and preventative health and well-being. I'm sure we have a lot of people listening in that knows these doctors that could actually be a part of your journey. So in true Sweden innovation spirit, please pass it forward. Please connect. And I know that on the website you can find Katarina's LinkedIn. So if you know any doctor who would be a perfect fit or any investor, please feel free to reach out, right?
Yes.
Yes. And I know we're soon have our closing time, so I just want to thank you, Katarina. It has been a pleasure having you with us, and I'm so happy to see that we managed to pull this off, and you still look this healthy. Yay, we did it right. And thank you everyone for listening in. And if you have any questions or anything, you know that you can reach out to us anytime. And please stay safe and have a really good day today at Sweden Innovation Days. Bye-bye.